everybody, Ben here from the Bonehead podcast. It's Wednesday, it's WIP Wednesday. So we get together on a Wednesday and we have a look at all the great hobby bits and bobs you guys have been working on. So if you're working on something cool, if you're just starting out, if you want to share your work with us, drop us an email at theboneheadpodcast@gmail.com. Put WIP Wednesday in the title, which means I can find them in the emails that we get. And yeah, it's cool to show off and see what everyone else is doing. I always end up really inspired by WIP Wednesday and normally buy stuff as well, which is a bit of a problem, but you know, what can you do? Anyway, let's have a look at the great hobby stuff you guys have been working on. First up, we've got Matt B. Hey there. So I've just started to try to get back into Blood Bowl with some friends. Years ago, I took the game to them and they fell in love with it, but as they fell in love with it, I fell out of love with it. The chaotic nature of it and certain rules just rubbed me the wrong way. But as it's still going strong with them, I thought I'd have a painting project, the Elven Union team, to try and also get back into the game with the new edition. Can't say I will enjoy it again, but with Dungeon Bowl making an appearance, it may work for me. Anyway, here's the scheme I'm going for, albeit the skin isn't done just yet. It is, after all, a work in progress. All the best, loving the channel, Matt B. Cool. Matt, welcome back to Blood Bowl. The differences between the editions. I feel like this one's a little less spiky. It's a little less spiky, I guess, when it comes to rules and stretches and stuff. I don't know. It's Blood Bowl. It's the same. The tactics on the board are the same. And actually, I feel like in this edition, the tactics on the board are a little bit easier to read. I don't know. It's a bit of a tighter game. You're not going to get ruffle stomped by every Dark Elf and Wood Elf team out there. That'll just be kind of Underworld now. Although the Games Workshop has actually been nerfing teams and nerfing star players to kind of keep things a little bit more stable, which I love. Anyway, let's have a look at your Elven Union team. Great scheme. Got some Ultramarines blue, classic. Yeah, man, welcome back to Blood Bowl. Elven Union are a great team in this game. They will die, but the changes for this edition, if you're going to be playing League or anything like that, you're going to get more cash, which means you are going to be able to keep your players alive, or at least afford to replace them. It's much better in that regard. For me, the League system is really good now. It was great before. I really like this edition, and I'm glad to see that you're back into it. And Wicked, thank you very much for sharing your team. Let's keep it up. Let's see. I want to see the rest of the team painted up. Next up, we've got John O'Brien. Hey, Ben. It's been a while. I think the stuff I sent him before got lost in the backlog, quite possibly. Sorry about that. This week, I want to share with you my Necromantic Horrors team based on the Detroit Lions. This is the Dead Rot Manticores. Nice. Also, this is the first team I used. Liaotex acrylic ink on. I used it as pre-made washes and I think it turned out great. So Ben, Bloodtithe Ben, loves ink washes. Loves ink. Does a really cool thing where you paint the thing pink and then you wash it with an ink and it turns out this vibrant yellow. Basically, sure, the ink is witchcraft, but it works. And this team is so good. Solid blue with you got the yellow. I mean, it's absolutely smacks of the Detroit Lions. The Lions. They're having a very tough decade, I think, but team looks great. Nice bit of detail, nice bit of damage on the armor. Like to see that as well. The ink's paid out nice. That skin is proper gribbly. It's got that oily horribleness about it, which you definitely want for an undead team. So absolutely loving the theme, loving the team. Werewolf, got the blood, got the stripe on the base as well, well executed. I do like the Necro team. I mean, it was a great team. Our Games Workshop have done a really good job kind of working on their plastics to make them as interesting as possible. See? Look at this dude. Yeah, you got the yellow. That works brilliantly well. And you've got that Detroit Lions vibe. Absolutely nailed it. Oh, this is Jelly's workstation, isn't it? Anyway, John, thank you very much for sharing. Keep it up. That's wicked to see. Hey, Ben. Heard you talking about painting a team a month. What helps me getting paint on a brush is sticking on a podcast while I'm painting. Cough, Bonehead podcast. Cough, cough. I only listen to my Blood Bowl and D&D podcast while I'm painting, so I get double the reward of listening to cool stuff and getting some miniatures painted too. I hope this helps you get to that one team a month goal. I have done one of my 4 models was a paint test for the Chaos Dwarf team that you guys voted that I was doing. I've got 2 weeks. I'm happy enough with the paint scheme. It's not as green as I'd like it to be, so when I go and paint the full team, it needs to be fixed. But probably do a bit of paint streaming next Thursday, because I think Ben's moving house, so I won't be able to do it. I'm going to jump on. Tiff works late night Thursday. I'm going to jump on, do some of my painting for the team, probably. We'll have to see what happens. Anyway, got a skin tone paint set for Christmas, so I've been trying it out on the refs. That finishes all the models from the starter set, by the way. The guide that came with the paint set wasn't really very useful, but I have to say I'm very happy with how the skin on the Dwarf came out. Also tried some wet blending on the Elf's Quill. Maybe a nice painting challenge for you this week. See, this is the danger. I want to get inspired and try things. Go in with checkers on the Dwarf team, which I think you did actually on your Chaos Dwarves. Also tried some wet blending on the Elf's Quill. I finished up the Ogres for the Fire College on my Dwarf team colours. Just some Noblars to go now. Happy painting, Jelly. Jelly, it's always nice to see your work. So, where to start? I mean, you've got your block colours. The white on the Elf is really lovely. But let's look at this book. Look at the shading on that book. That is really nice. Nice bit of D&D there as well. And you've got the Ogres underway. The scheme really works as well. Like, these models are great. The skin tone's brilliant. What's the skin tone collection then? Is this a series of... Actually, really nice job blending on the feather. That looks very natural. I'm impressed. I'm not surprised, but I am impressed. You've got the scribing there as well. And you've got the Ogres and the not Pittsburgh Steelers colours. Ah, wicked. I do love the Ogre kit. Man, I just love Blood Bowl. This is so good. I love this. This is so great. Okie dokie. Next up, we have got a Chaos Dwarf team from Max Lazari. Much better than me butchering your name. Hey guys, congratulations for your channel and beautiful Blood Bowl content. Thank you very much. I'm writing because I finally completed my personal Chaos Dwarf team. Here's some pictures here. So let's give this a go. We're just going to go through it. Oh, dude, this is wicked. Okay. I know they're not Grebo or Punga models, but I put so much effort into 3D scratch modelling, starting for some Fantasy Lost Kingdom and other models from Thingiverse. Yeah, the Lost Kingdom models are really nice, and the result will just make me really proud. If you'd like to share pics of the channel for WIP Wednesday, I'll be very happy. Many thanks and cheers, Max Lazari. Okay, Chaos Dwarves. I've been painting my Chaos Dwarves, or at least my Chaos Dwarf, one of them. Green and grey. Not a great paint scheme, but it's going to be fine. That Bull Centaur is awesome. Oh, so you actually have got a record of the models that you've used as well. That Bull Centaur is probably the best Bull Centaur model I've seen. So this is looking really good. We've got Artisan Guilds, Hobgoblins there. Oh, I like this. So you've kind of reached... Oh, wow. What a fantastic finish. This is brilliant. Okay. Those are... I'm sure those are Artisan Guild Hobgoblins, but I could be wrong. There's a thing about them that just makes me think the Chaos Dwarves have come up brilliantly. Those Bull Centaurs are excellent. Really nice striking scheme. You've even done the tokens. Yeah, this is really cool. I can't think where. So this is the Lost Kingdom stuff. This is wicked. Might have to look into this for print to pitch. A big fan of the Grebo Chaos Dwarf team. This has got a very similar style, which is just that hench, angular. Kind of, what is it, Assyria, Babylonian, like the old Persian kind of vibe. No, these aren't Artisan Guilds actually. I don't know what these are, but they look really good. This is very, very, very cool. No, excellent job. The team looks lovely, and it's great to see that scratch building element go together. And with 3D modeling, it's harder. You need to know the technical skills to be able to do it. Anyone can kind of glue stuff and at least understand the theory of how to scratch build in physical, but to do it in digital takes a lot of skill, and I don't really have that skill. I can do some stuff. I sculpted an ogre's face, but I had a base model to work with. Anyway, team is absolutely wicked. Thank you very much for sharing. That's so cool. That's so cool. Next up, we got Keith. Hey Ben, love the channel and hope to put some of your tips into practice in my first league game next week. Okay, this was Friday's email, so let's see if Keith's had his game or not. I've been enjoying WIP Wednesday a lot recently and wanted to join in. Fantastic. I heard you like unconventional big guy models. Oh, I'm already excited. So I thought I'd share my halfling team, the Bugbrook Badgers, with you. I couldn't find any tree models that I liked, so I ended up using these after a bit of kit bashing. One is a 3D print from Galad Miniatures. Galad with 3 A's. With some extra armor, and the other one is from Rumble Slam. I thought I recognized it. I also got an actual tree-shaped tree man to potentially use as deep root that I think is perfect for a halfling team. I've even painted up some fans for the team. I've also been working on a Black Orc team that I'm calling the Iron Brutes. Brilliant name. We're going to have to see some vibrant orange in that one. They're nearly finished. Just need to finish Varag and to get the troll painted, and they'll be ready to go. Thanks for the many hours of great Blood Bowl content. Keith, thank you so much for sharing. Let's have a look. So this looks like these are Thanath halfling dudes, and it's an excellent piece of kit. I mean, the fans there, you can paint the team names on it. This is something that we probably need to do more of, or we need to explain or expand upon. On the channel, we don't get a lot of time to, like, go into the assistant coaches and stuff like that. We don't have any cheerleaders, I don't think, in our entire club. Maybe that's something we need to spend some more time doing, like, actually, where can you find the gear? Why do you want the gear? What is cool about the gear? I think the far as I went was making little flags. Anyway, these Myconids are brilliant. That left one, I think, is Rumble Slam. So the Myconids are like these, I think it's D&D. They're like giant mushroom dudes. There's little ones, there's big ones. Joe Solo had a team with some tall Myconids. I think it was for Beachhead 2 years ago. And it's a really cool thing. Yeah, Rumble Slam. That guy with the shorts is definitely Rumble Slam. Anyway, what a great conversion on the one on the left as well, like with bits of wood and stuff, the extra armor. That's a really cool way of doing it, and it is a great little big guy. Little big guy? They're great big guys. This is a great little big guy. So this is the Tree Man. Who is this Tree Man? I actually got this is wicked. So what we're doing now is we're looking currently for the right models to form Dungeon Bowl teams, but with kind of a bit of a theme in them as well. So the College of Fire, right? We've got Dwarves and we've got little Noblars. So looking at little clockwork people for the Noblars. For the College of Life, we're looking at kind of Dryads to replace the Nurgle bits, just to kind of tie a team in with a theme. So this guy is brilliant and a great size too. And the cool thing about 3D printing, jump it up, jump it down. The downside of 3D printing is not only do you have to buy it, but you also have to make it and then clean it and then reload there's a lot of work to it. Anyway, the Halfling team looks brilliant. The colour schemes are nice and bold, and those big guys are wicked, and I love this. So this is the Grebo. Oh gosh, come on guys. Sorry, I've just had a coughing fit. Right. Rumbelow Sheepskin. This is Rumbelow. It's the only one from, I think, from the main book who doesn't have an actual model yet, which is a bit harsh given that we've had Creek and some other Dwarf star players, some Goblin star players that aren't in the rulebooks yet, but this guy still hasn't got a model. Anyway, wicked. Yeah, this is Grebo's Acorn as well. Excellent base there as well. Now, really, really, really cool. Keith, thank you ever so much for sharing. I do love big, interesting big guys. Like, it's just, yeah, that's really cool to see. Ooh, have I skipped an email? No, I haven't. This is the Black Orc team. This is the Black Orc team for Keith. Right, wicked. Okay, so these are the Iron Brutes. Ah, brilliant. Yeah, knew we had to get some bright orange in there. Excellent. Ooh, Varag is excellent. Right, this is great. So the damage on paint looks really good. So when you've got kit, when you've got armor, having that edge like we've got here. So this work here, where you've got that kind of worn off paint, got good edge for the metal. It's really cool. If you look at any like World War II paint, weathering effects and stuff like that, it's a really cool thing to carry over into Blood Bowl. And this looks great. Solid orange, nice and bright. Yeah, look at this. And we've got some dags and some checkers. Extra points there. Might have to do a WIP Wednesday points thing. Oh, and the team logo. Yeah, this is excellent. This is really well put together. I love the theme. That's brilliant, Keith. Thank you very much for sharing with us. That is really, really, really cool. Next up, we've got Gavin. I needed a bit of a low-stakes palette cleanser before embarking on new projects, so I found myself toying with the College of Fire Sprues from the Dungeon Bowl box set. After having very little interest in building an ogre team, I decided to use it as an opportunity to try some different skin recipes and have a go. Let's zoom out so that we can get the model on there. There we go. And have a go at freehanding some tartan shorts. Taking my time with this one and still got a fair bit to go before it's finished, but after putting this together and having lots of fun building it, I'm struggling to see a future where there isn't an ogre box set heading my way to complete the roster. Dude, the ogre team kit is really good, and when it comes to building it, you've got a bunch of options, so it's actually really good fun to play with. And you need 6 dudes, so you've got the 2 from the College of Fire, another box, you've got full ogre lineup. Anyway, let's have a look at the model itself. So some great blending there on the shoulder pads, but I mean the skin tone is really well done. You've done a great job, and look at this. So the cool thing about freehanding things like tartan is that you want the pattern to look good from, when you're playing Blood Bowl, 12 inches away, I guess, and you build it for effect, so it doesn't need to have all the individual thin lines that tartan would have. It just needs to give the overall effect, and that's what you can see here, where you've got those thin lines but they're broken up, so they pop. So those bits of yellow pop, and it actually looks like tartan. It's great. Really struggle to have a good time for that Noblar in the future, but that is really, really, really cool. Thank you very much. Right, next up we've got Casey. Hey everyone. Here's the latest on my night project. Been a little slow going with COVID and the holidays, but we are back up and running. Hope you're okay. I finished the leg armor and face shield. Still have banners, basing, and weathering to go. This may be the most fun project I have ever done in my hobby career. Thank you for letting me share the progress with you all. This is what it's about. Answering your questions, yes, I do use an airbrush for base coats and blending colors and some shading, but I also use quite a bit of regular brush techniques as well. Different tools for different jobs. Cheers, Casey. I mean, I love seeing this kind of work. Now, we've just looked at a couple of really good examples of like damage and weathering and stuff. And when it comes to vehicles, especially when it comes to things like knights in 40k, because they are just walking tanks, you can see all of the stuff. And this is stuff that works in every genre. So this works brilliantly for Blood Bowl. So if you've got some dudes with nice chunky armor, you can have these effects, because you can see we've got like, it looks like beaten metal, but you've got this logo here and you've got these scratches where the base color's going through, and actually it looks like we've got, I was a bit optimistic there with how far my hand would go, but when it comes to these crevices, you've got that whole like the underscoring of a lighter color at the bottom of it. So if we have a look at this here, you can see these pock marks. You've got the dark scratch which matches a darker version of the base color, and then you've got a little highlight underneath which gives you that impression of a raised edge from a scratch. Absolutely gorgeous. Lovely gold. Yeah, this is why I think I asked. But I mean, look at the amount of detail that you can put in this. We've got pin washes on the go. You've got that beautiful fade, which I'm assuming is part of the airbrush, but it might not be. I mean, if you look at the very top here, you've got that grey and gold is a great combination. I think the House Gryphonicus from Adeptus Titanicus is that. It's grey and yellow, really. Grey and yellow. I've done grey and green, but maybe I need to make the green more yellowy. Oh, okay, interesting. Good work. Thank you very much for for inspiring me there, Casey. All right, cool. Night is looking really sharp. Oh, look at it. Look at it. It is so beautiful. This is so good. Man, just the amount of effort. This is definitely a lot more effort than painting a whole team, because you paint a Blood Bowl team, you paint one dude, and you're like, that dude looks cool, let's go paint 12 more. This doesn't come together until it comes together, and that is just a level of hobby that I am not okay with. But look, you've got the scratches on the metal as well. Yeah, this is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And the hobby continues from Chris here. Hey, Mr. Ben. Mr. Ben, what a great cartoon. It wasn't really animated, was it? It was literally just slides with a bloke reading a story over the top about what he did with his magical hat. I don't have a magical hat. I'd like a magical hat. I've got a World War II helmet. Well, it's a Vietnam helmet. Anyway, not magic, very heavy. Is fun to throw stuff at. Anyway, wanted to thank you and the others for all the great Blood Bowl content. Thank you very much, Chris. And I figured I'd throw some pictures of stuff I've done at you guys that I've finished over the last year or so. Mix of Battletech, Blood Bowl, and a few other random odds and ends I've been working on as either part of commissions or just to keep myself sane. I did the sculpting on the troll myself using a rusty screwdriver in true orc fashion. Amazing. Last year, I've had many major epiphanies in painting and have improved in leaps and bounds, so there may be a little inconsistency with the painting quality. I've also got a Brute Fun, who will be interviewing on the podcast this week, which will be good fun. Brutal fun, in fact. Ready for paint, but I'm also about to move, so things are packed up. Most of the Battletech vehicles are from Strato Miniatures. Yeah, they're doing some STLs now as well. Cheers, Chris. P.S. I'd love a link to your Discord server. I need to do that every week, actually, and put a little thing out about it. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Alright, that's what we'll do from now on. Anyway, let's have a look at the cool stuff Chris has been working on. So first up, we've got an awesome Black Orc team with a very cool troll. So there is a picture here of it being constructed. Now, you've got green stuff there. It looks like we've got 3D printed shoulder pads, or maybe that's just orc resin. I don't know, but this team is very, very nice. The paint scheme's really good, but I mean, this troll, look at the highlighting there. And every episode I talk and we kind of find one that it's all about painting the canvas on the model, and this is exactly that. So you can see we've got shading, you've got the base coat, and you've got a couple of different highlights there, which gives it a nice pop from a distance, and that's exactly what you're looking for. I mean, it's a great conversion. The Rock Gut Troggoths are wicked. They're great models, and having those shoulder pads on there is really good too. Okay, so we've got the Lizardman team up next. This is a Games Workshop Lizardman team with what I think is maybe a Grebo chameleon skink. Oh, I know where this guy is from. This is 3D printed as well. I've got one. I can't remember where it's from, but the Croxagor's wicked. Now, if you are into 3D printing, there is almost as many Croxagors out there as there is Minotaurs, so you will not be short. In fact, Brute Fun has done a Croxagor that looks pretty good. I might print that actually overnight. Team looks lovely. I mean, I like the use of those fancy leaves on the base. It does give you that kind of jungle vibe, but I mean, again, some excellent highlighting there, and you can even see there's some mottling on the top of the Saurus's heads, which is really well done. Like, the highlighting of each of the scales is a level of consistency that I am not there for, but I love it in others. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Okay, cool. We've got a human team here, which is actually a Renegades team. We've got the human thrower, we've got the dark elf, we've got the ogre. That's artisan guilds, I think, 3D printed artisan guilds. I love the bases. And the shapes on the pads actually is really clever. Using those kind of squared off shapes, they're slightly easier to paint than things like swirls and dags and stuff. So having those blocked out colours, really solid way to add like sports stuff. It's a really nicely done yellow as well. I mean, that is a terrifying model. It's got the same mohawk hair as Gronk the troll. Really cool, but the bases look really nice. It's a nice glow effect. Let's just go. Oh, look at this! Look at this! This is so good! Right, this is so good. Okay, first of all, models are wonderful. But we've got camouflage, and each of the individual bits are highlighted beautifully well. I do love a bit of Battletech. I've never played a full game of Battletech in person. I've played the game loads, and I played MechWarrior 2, and I've read the books. It's just so cool. I love this. This is brilliant. Maybe that's something else I need to do, is paint out one Battletech model a month, as well as my team. I need to be more productive, don't I? Need to be more productive. Yeah, wicked. See, I love to see the camouflage on these guys. Some of the Battletech stuff is really cool. Some of it's a bit goofy, but that's part of the charm. Look at this bad boy. This is Monster Apocalypse from the dudes who make War Machine and Hordes, Privateer Press. Love these models. And again, you've got that cool edge highlighting mode that gives it kind of, it just makes it really pop. Orange is a very tough colour, and having that accented edges really makes it pop. And you can see in the middle bit, you've got it just kind of frames each of the panels. Works great for Space Marines. Works really good for giant Guardian robots too. Oh man, this is just a great mix. Chris, I really want to come to your game club, because I feel like maybe I'd be really, really poor. Right, we've got some sweet stuff here. So the lovely shading of the metal with that silver edge on gold, it really delineates it. But the mottling of the skin, you've got to admit, guys, that works really, really well. Ian Warhammer Hannum, multiple award-winning painter and friend of the show, loves doing this kind of stuff as well. He even puts liver spots on orcs because it kind of ties in and brings up the natural thing. The mottling here is excellent. I know it's just random stippling, but you've got to put it off well. And I think we can all agree that that has been done brilliantly. Man, this is dangerous. Yeah, we got some orcs here. And again, lovely skin tones. Excellent finish on the bases. Oh man, 40k orcs. Got some great checkers there as well, and some more edge highlighting. It just makes the models pop. I've got some orcs I need to paint up actually. That I printed up. Hey, I like this dude with the little bullet casing shooting out. Some nice variation on the skin there with like the purple for the scarring as well. Makes it work really, really, really well. And I am not sure if this is the same. It is. This is Godzilla. I have no idea what this game is that's happening right now, but I am all about it. That is wicked. Lovely kind of effect on that I don't know, is it? It's not really, it's kind of like the glowy bits of Godzilla. I love the redesign of Godzilla. I've not been impressed with the movies, but I love the idea. Yeah, wicked tanks. So these must be the Strato Minis tanks. You can't beat a super heavy tank with 3 barrels. Yeah, this is Benland. This is looking really cool. Some more brilliant Battletech stuff. There's a Mad Cat in the middle. I don't know what the rest are. I know one, so that's something. And again, some excellent edge highlighting. With the different clans, it's really cool. And you can band these guys together. I think that's a Warhammer in the middle. And an Orion maybe on the left. So that's not a catapult in the back. There's an Atlas there. I don't know what these guys are, but they look so good. The Atlas is a wonderful model. It just makes no sense as a robot, as a mech, but it just looks amazing. Look at this. Look at the finish there. Okay, these are 5 dudes, which means it's not a lance, which means this is clan, which means these are stars. That's maybe right, maybe wrong. I mean, these models are fantastic as well. Love the light box. Love the Sevens team. We've got a Skaven Sevens team here. Thrower, Blitzer, Runner, Rat Ogre. Yeah, solid build. Good bit of basing there as well. This is so much fun. Look at this. We've got some fancy painted schemes. Okay, the Battletech bases, these ones are different. They look like they're MDF. I think I prefer it. That's the thing I don't like about Battletech is the hex bases. I know it's a hex-based board game, so you've got to have them. But there's an Alpha Strike rule set, and my guys are based on 40mm rounds because apparently I love basing stuff on 40mm rounds. That's kind of what I do. It really used to upset one of our local players, Milton, for a while. Then he moved away to the Isle of Wight and started buying 40mm bases, so I'm going to claim that one as a victory. Another Mad Cat. That is a bold colour scheme. And that's the other cool thing about Battletech is great. Absolutely brilliant. Green, camo, that green khaki with yellow accent. Yellow accent is so good when you get that kind of... that palette, that faded palette. Works really well for small scale stuff. And then you've got a bit more of the troll there. Absolutely fantastic. That is so cool, man. I am absolutely pumped. That is wicked. Thank you very much. And we've got some more great stuff here now. This is James. Hey guys, first of all, a massive thank you for the excellent Blood Bowl content. It's made my comeback to the hobby much easier and more enjoyable. Good, James. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm returning to painting, modelling and playing Blood Bowl after more than a decade away. I've struggled badly with mental health issues since losing my father, and I found that having the wonderful world of Blood Bowl to keep me occupied has really helped. I am sorry to hear that you've had a tough time, but this community here is brilliant when it comes to mental health stuff. It can be overwhelming at times. Sometimes your hobby can just be overwhelming because there's so much going on. I'm missing out here. I've got all this stuff to do. But it gives you an escape, but it also gives you a little bit of a purpose, and I think this is probably keying a bit too much into how I am, but there's fun here and it's creativity, and even if you don't end up with a finished project, there's a certain endorphin rush, there's a certain hope that comes with starting a project. And I know that everyone's got a million unfinished projects, but it doesn't matter because the enjoyment doesn't necessarily come out of the project. It comes out of what could be from starting the project, and that gets your creativity, your ingenuity. It gets the inspiration flowing, and that is so important because it is very difficult when you are in a dark grey space. And if you can find a little bit of a lighthouse, whether it's friends or a hobby or some way to kickstart, something to aim for, to build. So powerful. It's so good, and this hobby has held me together my whole life. It's been kind of like the Astronomicon for me and for my dark soul. So dude, hang in there, use and lean on the hobby, keep it up with the WIP Wednesday stuff. I love seeing some hobby stuff, and yeah, I'll put the Discord link out when I finish recording this tonight. Come and say hello to us. Okie dokie, so far my pile of projects stands at Pungan Necro Team, unbuilt, Games Workshop Ogre Team, unbuilt, 6 Games Workshop Skaven and 2 Goblins, unbuilt to become an Underworld team at some point once I source what else I need, Games Workshop Halfling Team, the Bamberg Bruisers, that's a great name. I'm looking forward to the colour scheme for that. And you know what? You've not disappointed. That's so good. That's so good. Okay, these are built and mostly undercoated, been a big project, and I don't like duplicate poses on players, so even head swaps aren't enough for me. Ooh, thus much converting has been done, and once completed I'll be sure to send pictures. The team includes the 3 Willy Treeman miniatures, as the team obviously includes Deep Brute. You've got to have Deep Brute, although there's a few other options when it comes to halflings these days. So far the only painted miniature for the team is this guy. The colour scheme is inspired by the cake from which the team gets its name, the trusty old Battenberg. Hope the pics find their way okay to you. Keep up the amazing work. Thanks again for all you do. All the best, James. Dude, this is a wicked paint scheme. Love a big guy. And quite frankly, I love British cakes. The Battenberg is brilliant. I do think it is... I mean, you've got the Cherry Bakewell. And then you've got Angel Cake. And I think the Battenberg is classier than Angel Cake. But for me, I think it has to go Cherry Bakewell, Angel Cake, Battenberg. I know that that's controversial. Anyway, your team's going to hate me. But I love the colour scheme. Excellent effect on that bark. I mean, the Willy miniatures, they're great models. Rick, one of our friends, has got these teams, but the bark effect has been pulled off brilliantly, and adding those little bits of turf absolutely makes this dude pop. Really looks real, and it's just excellently done. And I'm pretty sure that's a 40mm round base as well, so much saluting there. Team looks absolutely brilliant. James, welcome to the party. Next up, we've got a tiny little hero. So this is Acorn from Callum. Hey Ben and the Bonehead podcast. I'm currently building a corn team, but felt like before I even start painting the main team, I need a star player, a mascot for the team. I decided on Acorn the squirrel to rip my enemies apart. Didn't like the official Games Workshop model, so after a quick Google, I found this one being printed by people for a few pounds. First time doing any freehand work, and tried to give the little squirrel a little scar of honor. Hope you like it. So I love this model. It's a great model, and yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing. Like, you can pick these dudes up with postage for like £4.50. Someone's going to print it for you, rather than I guess it comes with a tree man when you get it from Games Workshop. Anyway, Grebo, I've got a nice one too, but this is cool, and the freehand work is excellent. So let's see if we can get a really nice shot of it. When it comes to doing freehand, you kind of have to do your first take, whether it's an outline of checkers or stripes or something like that, and then you have to kind of embolden the center of it. It kind of fades away like a bright spot, like it's diffused. And what we can see here is really good too, and you can see they've done a great job with a little scar as well on his face. Acorn is a great model, and now you've got this model. Not only do you have a mascot, but you have something you can use for a turn marker, for a score marker, if you're not using Acorn. Now, when it comes to the Corn team massively benefits from having guard, but doesn't get guard very quickly, and doesn't have a lot of great options for players to take guard, because the Seekers get strength and the Goats get strength, but they kind of need those to use for combat skills, because they're throwing those frenzy blocks. Acorn, now you've got him, works really well in a team that gets guard nice and easily, so Dwarves, Chaos Dwarves, those teams that have strength on primary for teams. So Acorn, very useful star player, really fun. Bargain at 80k as well. We got some Skaven on the go too. Wouldn't be Whip Wednesday without more Skaven. It's Dish Dash. Hey Ben and the Whip Wednesday crew, hope this finds everyone doing well. Please find attached my latest Whip Skaven 7s team. I love everything you just said. I followed the Bonehead team build suggestions, hopefully gaming this weekend with them. Particularly proud of the Skaven team's red clothing. I'd like to make it a bit brighter, might add some orange and maybe even go up to a yellow. Yeah, wicked. Looks like you've done a bit of a conversion there and added the cloak to the thrower, and it looks really cool. Although I think maybe you might be using him as a gutter runner. I don't know. Really love it. Ooh, okay. Painting's lovely. The red's great. It's nice. It is supposed to be dirty though because it's Skaven, but this green, really nicely done. Nice fade away, nice bit of metallic. Metallic green is just next level. Yeah, really well executed. Absolutely love that. I think I've missed a picture out, which simply will not do. There we go. Bit of a spoiler as to what's coming ahead. There we go. Yeah, love the green, love the red, love that fade. I think you've done a bit of highlighting on that. A little bit of a blend maybe. Because the green looks great. Green and red really works together. Right, what do we got? Blitzer, gutter, thrower. I do like that. It gives you a really solid tactic base. The only other build you could do is drop a blitzer and take a roger. The roger got better in this edition. Tough for 7s though, on account of, murdering your own people. Never ideal. And got the Khorne team for Christmas, though to be honest, after watching a friend play, I think there might be too much frenzy to handle, but I really like the sculpts, thinking I might try painting them for a Norse team. This is the cool thing about the Khorne roster, the Khorne team, is you can use it for other stuff. They are excellent linemen for a Renegades team. Just going to put that out there. And quite frankly, there's no reason you can't use them as your Chaos Warriors for a Chaos team. I can't see people really minding too much. If you want to use it as a standard Chaos team, you've got 4 big dudes, you don't have any goats, you just use the normal linemen, all of them are beastmen. It's not the end of the world. Anyway, really cool. Also played my Halfling 7 teams a couple of weeks ago. 2 draws and a loss. I'm counting as an actual avalanche. Highlights were one of the draws was 2 dice uphill and 2 go for it's for the touchdown, and got a swarm of hopefuls to surf the Khorne blood beast into the crowd. So sweet, it encouraged some spontaneous play. Sometimes I get decision freeze, that's analysis paralysis, and can't work out what to do, but the halflings just felt no pressure. Great fun. This is why I took ogres to my first NAF tournament, because I was like, I just want to have a great time, and I had an absolutely brilliant time. Stunty teams, the pressure's off. You're supposed to lose. Anything you do to not lose is just overachieving. So 2 draws, that's 2 stunty wins, man. You went 2-1. That's excellent. Thanks for all the inspiration, support and encouragement. Great content. Thanks, Dish Dash. Always a pleasure. And the last bit we've got for you today is another one of Christian's unnecessarily spooky necro team. So Christian's done a lot of conversion, so we can see here we've got what I think is a clone of the white, or that's the white from the undead team. Basically what Christian's doing is using the pieces, using blue stuff molding clones of certain bits of armor from the undead team to tie in with the necromantic team. Hi Ben, here's another one of my Necro team positionals done. Werewolf number 1 is ready to hit the pitch and the opposition. Haven't named him yet, but his nickname is going to be No Tail or Tailless. Seems fair. He's mostly painted in oils, and I tried adding some damage to his gear. He also has a UV resin puddle in the base that's hollowed out below base level, and the UV resin was 9 months old and didn't fully cure but remains sticky to the touch. You wouldn't happen to have any tips based on your 3D printing experience? Okie dokie. Right, I've got 2 suggestions for you. If it's sticky to the touch and won't set, the proper thing to do is to cure it again, to try and cure. If it won't fully cure, there's 2 things you can do. You can get another bit of resin and brush it over the top, and then cure that top bit. It keeps the sticky bit. Now, sticky's fine. It's not going to cause a problem. It's just aggravating, right? Every now and again, you get like a little, it looks kind of like you got a fingerprint. So covering it with another thin layer, just get a brush that you don't really like, maybe a brush that's offended you in some way, dip it in some resin, paint it on the top, UV cured. That top layer will go solid as you like. Done. If you don't have any more resin, PVA will do exactly the same job. PVA used to be what we used for puddles and things like that back in the day. So yeah, bit of PVA over the top. It will just top it. Sticky resin's not going to cause a problem. Running resin might cause a problem, but if it's just tacky and it won't set, put something over the top of it. Just seal it. No problem at all. Bit of PVA is probably the easiest way to do it. You just dab it on. You can even try and get some ripple effects as you do it to get that kind of full-on thing. But anyway, this is wicked. Loving the eye glow. Love the fade on all of the colours. This is just excellent. Everything you guys have done today is excellent. So thank you so much for sharing it with us. I love going through this stuff every week. Thank you so much. Keeps me going as well. Absolutely love it. Right, I'm going to disappear. Thank you very much for watching. Keep sharing, keep doing your great work, keep on plugging and keep on hobbying. It is so good to see. So thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to disappear. Happy painting. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to help support the channel even further, please like and subscribe, or come join us on our Patreon. We have early access to content. We get loads of feedback from you guys, and we try and do competitions as much as we can. Or you can get yourself some Bonehead podcast merch on our Spreadshirt site. So if you want to support a team, especially for the Bonehead Championship, you can pick up a shirt, a mug, things like that. It all helps support the channel, and we really appreciate it. Anyway, links below. Thank you very much. Happy blocking.